Good morning, students. Good morning to all. Last day we have started and studied about the World Trade Organizations and the functions of World Trade Organizations and some of the agreement on the World Trade Organizations. Today just we will go to the next concepts. Okay, students. Today just we will study about the functions of World Trade Organizations. What are the functions are undertaken by the World Trade Organizations? So the World Trade Organization facilitates the implementations, administrations and operation of the objectives of agreement and of the multilateral trade agreements. So the World Trade Organizations always facilitates the implementations, administrations and operations. What are the agreements are going to implement? That implemented agreements are going to administrate and operation of the objectives also will be held by the World Trade Organizations. Next, the World Trade Organization provides the forum for negotiations among its members concerning their multilateral trade relations in matters relating to their agreements. So, on the basis of the agreements, what are the negotiations are implemented, or if any of the negotiations also has been there, the World Trade Organization provides as a forum. Next, the World Trade Organization administers the understanding and rules and procedures governing the settlement of disputes. So, what are the settlement of disputes are there, and some of the rules and procedures governing the settlement of disputes may be undertaken by the World Trade Organizations only. And not only that, the World Trade Organization cooperates with the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank and its affiliated agencies with a view to achieving greater coherence in global economic policies making. So, what are the policies made by all over the nations? The World Trade Organizations only cooperates the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank and its affiliated agencies. So when they are having the cooperates among the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank, so the global economic policies will be made as easy. Next, the achievement of World Trade Organizations. So what are the achievements are achieved by the World Trade Organizations? The one of the achievement of the World Trade Organization is it is use of restrictive measures for balance of payment problems has declined markedly. So the World Trade Organizations by using their restrictive measures for the balance of payment problem has declined markedly. So first of all, the balance of payment problems was abundantly and many. But by using the restrictive measures made by the World Trade Organizations, so all the balance of payment problems has declined markedly. So after that, so all the nations are having some of the favorable balance of payment. There is no problem to maintaining the balance of payment. Next, services trade has been brought into the multilateral system. The services, some of the service trade also has been brought into the multilateral systems. So there is no need to making the agreement with the all other nations as a separately. And many countries as in goods are opening their markets for trade and investment. So because of that, all the nations are having the chance and the possibilities to make the trade and investment, and it will be opening, it has the chance to opening their markets for trade and investment in all over the countries. Next, the trade policies review mechanism. The trade policies review mechanism has created a process of continuous monitoring of trade policies development. For the purpose of developing the trade policies monitoring, it was created the process of continuous monitoring by using the trade policies review mechanism. So the trade policies review mechanism that created the process of continuous monitoring of trade policies development is also one of the another achievement of World Trade Organizations. Next, World Trade Organizations and India. So how the India has the relationship with the World Trade Organizations, and after that in whichever area the India got some of the benefit. The India is one of the founding member of World Trade Organizations. So when the World Trade Organizations was founding, the India was as a member. The India favors the multilateral trade approach. So it enjoys NMF status and allows the same status to all other trading partners. The India benefited from World Trade Organizations in many places. By reducing tariff rates on raw materials, components, and capital goods, it was able to import more for more meeting her developmental requirements. For the purpose of improving the development requirements, the India got the many advantages by reducing the tariff rates on raw materials, components, and capital goods. So the World Trade Organizations, after reducing the tariff rates and the raw materials and the components and the capital goods, only the India was able to import more for meeting the development requirements. So now the India's imports go on increasing. So what are the needs are arising in our nations? It was able to fulfill by the India for the helpful of World Trade Organizations. Next, India gets market access in several countries without any bilateral trade agreement. So before that, India had to get the possibilities to asking the permission to making the agreement with all other nations as a separate. But now India gets a market access in several countries without any bilateral trade agreement. By having the single agreement, so it can able to get the market access. Next, the advanced technology has been obtained at cheaper cost. So because of the World Trade Organizations or by reducing the tariff and the raw materials and the components of the capital goods, so the India also has been obtained at the cheaper cost, obtained the advanced technology at the cheaper cost. Next, India is in a better position to get quick redressal from the trade disputes. So after the become the membership of World Trade Organizations, so India is in a better position to get quick redressal from the trade disputes. So what are the disputes was arised? So India will clearly remove by the help of World Trade Organizations. Next, the Indian exporters benefited from wider market information. So all the exporters also can have the chance and possibilities to get the wider market information. Because of that, all the exporters can have the chance to better exports. Next, trade blocks. Some countries create business opportunities for themselves by integrating their economies in order to avoid unnecessary competitions among them. So even by the way of World Trade Organizations, all the nations also had the compete with the other nations. So some of the countries create the business opportunities by integrating their economies in order to avoid unnecessary competitions. So without having the necessary, all the nations also make the compete with the other nations. So the trade blocks covers different kinds of arrangements between or among countries for mutual benefit. The economic integration takes the form of free trade area, customs union, common market, and economic union. First, we will see about the free trade area. A free trade area is the region encompassing a trade bloc whose member countries have signed a free trade agreement. So the free trade agreement also is created by the World Trade Organizations. So the free trade agreement, when the countries are made the sign in this free trade agreement, so the trade bloc was removed. So all the nations also can have the power to make the trade among the nations. Such agreements involve cooperations between at least two countries to reduce the trade barriers. For example, SAFTA and EFTA. So some of the agreements involve cooperations between at least two countries. So by having the signed or for agreement of free trade area, so all the nations also having the chance and get the power to involve in this trade with the minimum two countries. Next, a custom union. A customs union is defined as a type of trade bloc which is composed of a free trade area with no tariff among members and with a common external tariff. So without having any of the tariff, without having any of the tariff means the 0% tariff. So by having the zero tariff, 0% tariff, all other nations can have the trade with their member nations. Otherwise, some of the common minimum tariff. Next, common market. The common market is established through trade pacts, a group formed by countries within a geographical area to promote duty-free trade and free movement of labor and capital among its members. For example, European Common Market. So, what are the products produced by all over the nations can easily get the market to all other nations. Next, an economic union. An economic union is composed of a common market with a customs union. The participant countries have both common policies on product regulations, freedom of movement of goods, services, and the factors of productions, and a common external trade policies. For example, European Economic Union. So the participant countries have both common policies on the production regulations, freedom of movement of goods, services, and the factor of production, and the common external trade policies. Next, the South Asian Association for Regional Cooperations. So simply we will call it as a SARC. The South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation is an organization of South Asian nations. So what are the South Asian nations are there? Everything, all the nations are joined together and make the cooperations among themselves. It was established on 18th December 1985 for the promotion of economic and social progress, cultural development within the South Asia regions. For the purpose of promote the economic and social progress and the cultural development within the South Asian regions, it was established. And also for the friendship and cooperation with other developing countries. So the SAARC nations first it will be giving the importance to improving their economic development and the cultural development for their Asian nations. After that it has some of the cooperations with the among other countries. The SAARC group comprises of Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, the Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. In April 2007, Afghanistan became its eighth member. The basic aim of the organization is to accelerate the process of economic and social development of member states through joint action in the agreed areas cooperations. By the agreed areas cooperations, it has some of the basic aim of the organization is to accelerate the process of economic and social development. The SARC Secretariat was established in Kathmandu on 16th January 1807. The first SARC summit was held at Dhaka in the year 1985. The SARC meets once in 2 years. Recently, the 20th SARC summit was hosted by Sri Lanka in 2018. Next, the objectives of SARC. The SARC organizations always has some of the objectives. What are the objectives are there mean? To promote the welfare of the people of South Asia and improve their quality of life. The SARC always helpful to promote the welfare of the people of South Asia and improve their quality of life. So what are the ways, what are the methods, or what are the efforts have to taken to improve their quality of life of the South Asian peoples? The SARC organizations will be take. Next, it also will be helpful to accelerate the economic growth, social progress, and cultural development in the regions. So the South Asian nations, so the economic growth, social progress, and cultural development in the South Asian regions will be accelerated by the SARC organizations. Next, it will be promote and strengthen the collective self-reliance among the countries of South Asia. So the SARC organizations provides the strengthens to make the self-reliance among the countries. So the SARC organizations made their region nations and their member nations to bringing the self-reliances without asking the help to other nations. These organizations made their member nations to create the strengthen. Next, to contribute to mutual trust, understanding, and appreciation of one another's problem. So, if any of the nations are having some of the problems with another nations, the SARC organizations will be contribute to bring the mutual trust and the understanding. And the organizations also helpful to promote the active collaborations and mutual assistance in the economic, social, cultural, technical, and scientific fields. So, in the social, cultural, technical, and scientific fields, if any of the problems or if any of the backwardness is existing, so the SARC organizations are intervened and it will be helpful to overcome. After that, to strengthen the cooperation with other developing countries. So the SARC organizations make the member nations to strengthen cooperations with the other developing countries. So the SARC organizations also make the member organizations to make the dealing with the other member countries or the other developing countries. Next, to strengthen the cooperation among themselves in international forums on the matter of common interest. Next, to cooperate with international and regional organizations with similar aims and purposes. So, what are the international policies are there? These policies also acceptable by the member nations by the way of cooperation of SARC organizations. Next, functions of SARC. Some of the functions also undertaken by the SARC organizations. What are the functions are there mean? First, so the SARC organization maintenance of the cooperation in the regions. The SARC also maintains the cooperations in the regions. What are the nations are became as a members nations. Among these member nations, these organizations bringing the cooperations or maintaining the cooperations. Next, prevention of common problem associated with the member nations. So even though all the nations are having or becoming as a member in the SARC organizations. It is normal things to creating or arising the problems among these member nations. If any of the problems arise in among these member nations, the SARC organizations only preventing from the common problem. Next, it ensuring strong relationship among the member nations. The SARC organizations also ensured the strong relationship among the member nations. So even if all other nations, if any of other nations are creating some of the disputes and some of the misunderstanding with their among member nations, it will not be succeed. Next, removal of poverty through various package of programs. By introducing and implementing the different type of the poverty alleviation programs, the SARC organizations helpful to removing the poverty on their member nations. Next, prevention of terrorism in the regions. So the terrorism is not chance among these members. The SARC organizations also taking the more effort to eliminating the terrorism among these member nations. Next, achievement of SARC. So what are the achieved is made by the SARC organizations mean. The establishment of SARC preferential trading agreement and reduction in tariff and non-tariff barriers on imports. The SARC organizations has established one of the agreement, the SARC agreement preferential trading agreement. The SARC preferential trading agreement. So after establishing the SARC preferential trading agreement and reduction in tariff and non-tariff barriers on imports. So all the nations also has the positive chance or the possibilities to imports because all type of the tariff and non-tariff barriers was removed by the SARC preferential trading agreement. Next, the setting up of technical committees for economic cooperations among the SARC countries relating to agricultural, communication, education, health and populations, rural development, science and technology and tourism, etc. So the SARC organizations also setting up one of the technical committee for the economic cooperations among the following field. So because of that, so all the technical problem was removed and it was improved by the way of technical committee by the SARC. Next, the SARC has established in a three-tier mechanism for exchanging information on poverty reduction programs which is passed on the member countries. So by the establishment of three-tier mechanisms for exchanging the information on poverty reduction programs which is passed to member countries. So the poverty alleviation program is passed by one nations to another nations by the way of three-tier mechanisms. Next, the SARC Agricultural Information Center, the SAIC. The SAIC in 1988 works as a center information institutions for agricultural related resources like fisheries, forestry, etc. So the SARC organizations also established one of the other information center, SARC Agricultural Information Center. The SARC Agricultural Information Center also started to work in 1988. It also provides the informations in these agricultural related resources like the fisheries, forestries and some other field. Next, SADF, South Asian Development Fund for development projects, human resource development and infrastructure development projects. So the South Asian, the SARC organizations also created one of the fund, the South Asian Development Fund. Why this fund was created means for the development projects, human resource development and infrastructure development projects. For the purpose of improving the human resources and infrastructure and the development, it was created. With all these tall claims, the inter-SARC trade not gone beyond 3% in the last 380 years. Okay, students, if you have any doubt, please ask me. There is no need to explaining more. If you are reading yourself, you can easily understand. So even though when you are reading, if you have any doubt, please ask me. Don't hesitate and don't waste the time. And just you take the trade blocks. The four type of the trade blocks is there, Just take the four type of the trade blocks as usual study portions. Thank you.